And now, if you would, let me introduce you to my world record lake trout. Hey folks, do me a favor, practice CPR, catch, photo, and release. The future of fishing is truly in your hands.
Hi gang, how we doing tonight? Bob here with Fish and Sticks. Hey, listen, before I get too into the show tonight, I want to let you know I had an email earlier, or a text message earlier, that Lake St. Clair is literally on fire. Folks, they are catching some big fish out there. If you haven't been out east, you want to go drag some lines for some of those fish, maybe get with some of the local experts that cast for them. Great opportunity. What can I say? Hey, name of the show tonight is Everyone's Got a Bucket List, right? I'll be the first to tell you I have been privileged in the sense that I've been able to fish around the globe. I've fished many, many different places. And I also realize that it takes a lot of budget. It takes a lot more money than you think. And you might have to plan for it. It's not the kind of thing you can do, boom, arbitrarily. You just don't drop what you're doing and run to one of these exotic places. But that said, they're there. Everybody that's listening to the show tonight, that'll watch it in the post element, can go where we're going tonight, and that's the key. I was having dinner one night with a professional, another angler who has a television show, and I'll leave him nameless, but the conversation evolved during the evening, evolved to the point where I was fishing as opposed to where he was fishing. And by that, I mean where I fish are public waters. Yeah, on this particular case tonight, you have to get on an airplane. You can't drive to where we're going tonight. You just can't do it. That said, 90% of the places that I do fish, anybody, everybody can drive. They can pull a boat in, they can put it in the water, and they can fish it. This particular person I was having dinner with doesn't do it that way, folks. Some of the shows that you see on television today are literally shot in stock ponds. They're shot in private waters that nobody has access to. That's not the case. Never done it, never will. Had many opportunities to do it, but never done it, never will. And as our conversation that night evolved, he was curious to know how identify a good piece of structure. How do I fish a good piece of structure? How do I choose a good lake? Well, there's a billion ways to do it, and every one of these systems has their own set of idiosyncrasies, if you will. What I'm going to focus on tonight is a place that you can go. It's also a place I took a newbie, somebody that's never fished like this before. Fact is, to be perfectly honest with you, I took Andy Lush from England there years earlier. Never fished anything like it before. I took a gentleman out of Oklahoma and another friend of his out of Texas that had never been there before. I've taken a number of people. I took the managing marketing director for Pose Yakima up there. Never been on anything like this in his life. So I've taken a number of people to this facility and given them an opportunity to experience it. But the one I cherish the most was when I took Darlene. Now, what does that mean to you? Darlene's my wife, okay? We've got that out of the way. Truth of it is I've got good friends of mine who fish with and travel with their wives, their spouses, significant others, but it's the companionship that they've built in their relationship, and they want to do things together. Where we're going tonight, Athabasca's, Cliff Blackmur's Athabasca Fishing Lodges offers this and a lot more. We are going to have some fun tonight, and be honest with you, I had a totally different show lined up for you tonight. We're going to postpone that show. I've been asked to. We've got more information and more media coming on that show. So that being said, we pushed it back in the calendar. We went with this tonight. We're going to have an awful lot of fun. In the meantime, folks, do me a favor. We're out there right now. We're online. We're live right now on Facebook at FishnStixTV. Could you please email your friends, get on the phone, call them and say, hey, Bob's on. He's jabbering, got nothing to say that means anything, but the bottom line is tune in and help him out. We'd love to see you guys join us on the show tonight. You got to remember, folks, We have people who are supporting the show, who try to help us out financially to make all of this work. And what that comes down to is viewers. We need viewers. The more viewers we have, the easier it is to keep this train going. And we really want to keep it going. Speaking of going, I'll touch on it just a little bit here tonight. We are moving forward with our project on Mille Lacs Lake in terms of our big boat. We have, oh boy, I'll tell you, we've got an education on big boats. We are literally booking people now. So if you want to be one of the guests on Fish and Sticks, the boat, it's actually a yacht, on Mille Lacs Lake coming up this next season, get a hold of me. Can call. My number's over everything. Can call, or you can email and text me, and we'll get back to you, because we are going to have a great time on that boat. And I got some big surprises on that boat for you. Really big surprises. So here's one of the people that make it happen for us.
Oh, look at that. Oh, big fish. Big fish.
This side over here?
That is a 50 fish. Folks, you're seeing it right now. My 100th just came in the net at Witch Bay Camp. Holy smokes, Rocky. He ate that thing.
And I played that commercial for you in the rotation that I did because, folks, yes, our group is getting together. We're going into Witch Bay Camp on Lake of the Woods, third week of August next year. It's going to be a muskie hunt, big time. We're going to have an absolute riot there, no doubt about it. And we're looking between 24 and 26 people there. We're going to share information. We're going to share what's going on that day, and everybody's going to come out a winner. We're all going to have a good time. So that being said, I hope you get a hold of us. Dial us again. You've got my phone number. You also have the web address. You know how to get me there. So if you would, come on and join us on that shoot, or join us on that trip, because we're going to have a good time. Witch Bay, third week of August next year. Everybody's invited until the camp is full. It is limited space, so don't wait. If you want to go up there on a true muskie hunt, and you want to have the kind of knowledge that's going to be there to share, you don't want to miss it. You really don't. Like I said, we're going to go tonight to Blackmur's Athabasca Fishing Lodges for a reason. And the reason is because it gave my wife Darlene an opportunity to experience something she never has. I have people all the time ask me, what's your favorite place? What's the best place to go? Who's the best lodge? Folks, I'm going to answer it with this video clip we got coming up right now, because it really sums it up. Folks, you can't do it, so listen, join us at Athabasca. It's going to be interesting.
True north. Well, that's a question that somebody in my position might try to avoid at all costs. When you work in an industry with so many great people representing so many unique and special destination locations, you really can't be totally objective and select only one in answer to that question. For me, it's a matter of taking into account a few factors, and here are just a few. Ease of fishing. After all, in this case, Darlene has never so-called been there, done that. Access to trophy fish. Although we must all agree the term trophy is one of personal accomplishment, or should I say a trophy to one may not be to another, well, here again, I'll settle this by saying it's big we seek. The strongest message a lodge owner can send to prospective guests is we release all trophies. This ensures you a much better opportunity of personal success. A secluded backdrop, a remote location, or unique setting will generally be your choice. When was the last time you spent 7 days and never heard the starting of a car engine? Well, where we're going this week, that's the norm, not the exception. Comfortable accommodations providing protection from the elements. We as anglers spend little time in our cabins in bed, but when we do, it's to refuel our own engines in preparation for another day on the water, and a great bed can make all the difference. stable, safe, and efficient watercraft. Whether traveling across large expanses of water or merely stalking the elusive monster pike in the shallow remote bays, you'll greatly appreciate well-chosen boats provided by the facility and operated by extremely qualified guides. In a sentence, quality watercraft will prove a blessing. Take the time to get to know your guide before shoving off. These folks are the best of the best the area has to offer, and given the chance, they will share a bounty of knowledge in addition to preparing meals that simply can't be duplicated when you return home. Food. Oh my goodness, folks, we all have to eat. The food should be home-cooked quality. You know when you're eating great food, and so do the chefs serving. Making mealtime somewhat flexible offers guests fishing flexibility and an overall more pleasant experience. At Athabasca, Cliff and Stella would much rather see you fishing than just about anything else. Well, add all this up, and although there still might be a few incidentals that come to mind, none of them outweigh the potential for world records offered at Cliff and Stella's Athabasca camps. That magical place located in northern Saskatchewan, spanning more than 300 miles and a bit deeper than chest-high waders, seeing it reaches depths of 400 feet. In a nutshell, it's a perfect place to take my wife Darlene on her first big pike experience. This is your invite to tag along with us as we hunt big pike at Cliff and Stella's Otherside River Lodge on Saskatchewan's Lake Athabasca. There, on your left, you can almost see it. One of the most magnificent sights on the planet, Lake Athabasca nestled just below the 60th parallel. Lake Athabasca hasn't changed in nearly 1,000 years with its pristine shorelines, pure crystal clear water you can actually drink, and countless fish. Boy, has she got fish that is for everyone willing to travel to Otherside River Lodge. From the magnificent world-class northern pike that prowl these waters to the oldest and biggest lakers on the globe, Athabasca has it all. Otherside River Lodge caters to the true sportsman seeking an all-American plan guided package with 3 incredible meals a day and memories you won't find anywhere else. Records have been broken by guests at Otherside River Lodge in the past. You could be next. Book your dream trip of a lifetime to Otherside River Lodge, where fishing dreams do come true. Call Cliff or Stella toll-free at 1-877-922-0957. True. Bring her back. Oh, hold tight. Hi everyone, Bob Mason over here. You know, I've got a place, a very, very special place in my heart. It's Osborne Bay.
Food's been excellent. Randy did a great job guiding service.
Randy started taking us out when I was 10, and we've been catching big muskies ever
The
since.
accommodations here are fantastic.
Check out Century Lodge on Osborne Bay. Come on, bring her back.
Hey, before we get deep into what Darlene does, I want to take a peek and show you a little bit about Athabasca, about Blackmur's Athabasca Fishing Lodges, because these folks have been running this camp for a long, long time. Not just running, owning this camp for a long, long time. And there's just so much that's at this camp. Just literally everything is there. If I just run through their website for you briefly and show you a little bit of what we're going on, it is nestled in the remote wilderness. There's absolutely no doubt about that. And not only that, but the main lodge suffices as a jumping off point if you want to go to any of the outpost camps that Cliff and Stella have available, and they have a lot of stuff available. You can do about anything you want up there. Now folks, I broke the world record a couple of times on lake trout here. I've also broken the world record on release on northern pike here with 53-inch northern pike. And here's something for you. That fish, that 53-inch fish I'm talking about, that fish was only caught about 10 minutes away from the lodge. We got into camp. We were getting in late. The weather had held us back. I'm going to explain to you how you get here in a little bit. But we were held back by weather. We got in there. We didn't have enough time to suit up cameras and really go for it. So what we in essence did, told my cameraman, I said, listen, there's no sense in you trying to get everything ready. It's just no sense in it. Let's just go fishing. Let's have a good time. You don't get to fish much. Matter of fact, almost none at all. So that said, let's jump in the boat and go fishing. So Dr. Bill Ingber, my cameraman, and I, we went out, and long story short, when we came in for dinner that night, there was a 53-inch northern pike on the board as a result of it. And like I said, just minutes away from the lodge. There are huge, huge fish at Athabasca. Big northern pike, big lake trout. And if you're going to go to Athabasca, folks, I highly recommend you bring at least one really light rod combination with you, because you can go out after your day's fishing right off the dock, literally right off the dock, and catch walleye until you're tired of it. It's amazing how many fish are right in front of the lodge. Fact is, when Darlene and I went up there, Darlene doesn't eat meat. She eats fish and chicken and turkey on occasion. And that said, we got into camp. I forgot totally about telling Stella that Darlene had limits in her diet. Well, two things happened there. I realized how versatile they were at the lodge for accommodating it, and I realized that Darlene's not the only person on the planet that does that. Stella looked right at me and she goes, Bob, that's not the first person. Darlene's not the first person to come up here to do that. So tell you what you do. Run out there off the dock, catch me a couple of walleyes, and we'll cook her up some walleye for dinner. And they did, and it was amazing. If you talk to Darlene, I guarantee you that she's going to tell you that it was the best walleye she has ever had, bar none. So let's talk a little bit about how we get to Athabasca. There is, let me go, I've got his website open here. Just give me a second. I'll find out what I'm looking for here. Getting there. There you go. All right. For those of you who don't know what we're talking about today, we're up in Saskatchewan. Your trip starts literally from the time you leave your door. Literally. The excitement, the anticipation, it's all there. You'll travel to your local airport. You'll get on your favorite airline. You'll fly to Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. And you'll overnight in Saskatoon. It's a very nice town, got great restaurants. We enjoy it every time we go there. You'll get up before the birds get up in the morning, and you'll get on the charter flight, a direct charter flight. Transwest Air from Saskatoon will take you directly to Stony Rapids. And that's where it'd be your first time you get a chance to see Athabasca as we know it. You'll be able to stand on the dock right at the mouth of the river where it comes down. This system is enormous, folks. It's enormous. It is literally close to 400 miles long, river end to river end, and it is some places, it's close to 100 miles across and 400 feet deep. So it's an enormous body of water. If you get up there and you decide you want to have a little bit of fun, Cliff and Stella offer a number of different packages for people to see other things. What I thought one of the most intriguing things that we saw up there were the sand dunes and the different things that you see from the lodge itself. Now, when we were there, we travel to the sand dunes via boat. We don't take, well, I shouldn't say that. Sometimes we travel to the sand dunes via boat. Other times we have flown there. But you can reach the McFarland River, the sand dunes, which are breathtaking, by boat. It's not a big deal. The lake has to obviously be laid down to do it. But getting up there and seeing the sand dunes is something you have to see. The sand, when you pick it up, if I were to give you something to compare it to, it's powdered sugar. That's how fine the sand is. And in the lodge, when you're in the lodge, they have a book that was put together by a couple of people who stay at Other Side River Lodge at Cliff Blackmur's headquarters. And they've done an enormous amount of research on the dunes, and it's an interesting read. These dunes are encroaching on Athabasca. They're moving forward. And we got out of the boats one day and had an opportunity to go up and walk in the dunes. And I'll tell you this, from experience, if you decide that you want to do that, It's an exciting trip to walk up there, but leave your video cameras and things either in the boat or make sure you carry them in plastic bags. The amount of dust, and it is sand, but it's dust, gets kicked up. It will get inside the mechanisms in your cameras and stuff. So if you take it out to take a picture, fine, but put it back in a Ziploc bag or in some dry bag to keep it out of the sand element. The sand element is really a big thing. It's pretty interesting. It's very, very entertaining, and it's a lot of fun. We're going to be back with more of Athabasca, what it offers, and we're going to get into some fishing with Darlene, my wife, because she had a hoot. Be right back.
The summer sun never sets upon the Alaskan pike of the Unoko, in the heart of breathtaking Alaska. Evenings will be shared reliving the battles of monster pike. The Midnight Sun Trophy Pike Hunt is on, aboard the 67-foot luxury houseboat, and you're in command. If you're not, you should be. Contact the Midnight Sun Trophy Pike Adventures by calling 800-440-7453 or email them at mstpa50@gmail.com.
Okay, I'm going to teach her how to cast this thing first, okay? I want to keep her position. Yeah, that corner's pretty good. But let me work with her for a second here. He's not listening to me, so here's what we're going to do. All right. What I've done now, if I set the free spool up, so when you push the button, the line hits the water, it stops, okay?
Oh, okay.
So it's going to keep it from overrunning.
Okay.
What you're going to do is bring it back over your head, straight over your head, and you're going to let it go, and your thumb's going to stay right here, all the way through the whole thing.
You know something, folks? This is something we're all going to come across. And when I say we, I'm talking to us, the guys. You know, we throw rods, reels, and lures, well, all day long, every day, and it becomes second nature. But it's not second nature to somebody like Darlene. She's never been to Saskatchewan. She's never chased big pike. She's never even cast a bait caster. Spinning reels, spin cast, yes. Bait caster, no. Totally different world. So you're going to need to take some time, slow things down, spend the time and energy necessary to provide them with the value, the knowledge it takes to make long cast, accurate casts so they can enjoy the fishing just like you do. And furthermore, the better off you are at teaching them, the more exciting and enjoyable it's going to be for both of you. So Darlene and I are going to take a few minutes here. And yes, well, you might even see a mistake or two. But we're going to walk her through some of the nuances of casting a bait caster. And then we're going to move right into some pike fishing. Like I said earlier, it's always my goal to catch big. It's not Darlene's goal. Darlene's here to catch fish, any fish, and have fun.
Well,
It's my goal to put her on a big one.
Okay.
Okay. Fluid. You stopped right here in your cast.
Yeah.
Fluid. Make it fluid. And what happens is the rod's loading when you come back. It unloads over the top of your head, and you're reloading it when you bring it back. Okay, do her again. Here, let me show you something. Okay. You want to put a rhythm to it. Okay.
So when I take it back, don't stop?
No, don't stop.
okay.
Here, watch. Here, notice my reel is laying down, not flat. It's down.
Oh.
That's a natural for your hand, okay? Now you're going to come back, your rod's going to, now watch right here. When I lift it, my rod's laying right here, okay? That helps me lift that, see that?
Okay.
So I come back, one fluid move, and out with it, okay? Now watch it one more time.
Yeah.
Yes, it's really fluid. This rod's really kind of light, so it's really nice for it. Just back, and you're going to, when you're back over your head and you start to bring it back, I'll show you another little trick.
so you're not using all just your back and shoulders. You're going to use your left hand as well. You're going to use your left hand to power. Oh, look at this! Look at this! Oh, he's right behind it. Look at him.
I see it. That was a trout?
No, it's a big pike.
It was spotted.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. His big pike.
Oh.
Okay, now here. When you go back over, now see what this hand's doing?
Yeah, I did that too. Yeah.
Okay, go for it. See that pike? Yeah. Well, folks, it's like I said earlier. Invest the time, 15 minutes, half hour, an hour, whatever it takes. Get these gals comfortable with throwing these rods and reels. You'll have a fishing partner for life, and your trips, both of you guys' experience, will be much, much better off. We're going up the lake now because, well, Darlene's going to experience yet a different facet of the sport of pike fishing here at Athabasca. I'm going to take her up on a large flats, and we're going to do something totally different. She's currently throwing an Agitator Junior from A-Team, which is a great provoker bait for these pike. However, when these fish are up on the flats taking value in the sun, they become lizard targets. That's right. 7-foot rods, 3/8 ounce jigs, well, and 9-inch lizards. That's what Darlene's about to learn how to fish. Come on along now as we go lizard fishing, and when we're done, we're going inside Blackmur's Athabasca fishing lodges to show you guys what it's like to kick back and relax at the end of an awesome pike or laker day.
Got my rod?
I can tell you, the fishing doesn't stop once you're inside the lodge. Darlene is telling her fish story one after... Well, wait a minute. Maybe it was the backlash story. Nonetheless, lodge time is good time. Okay, I'm going to teach you.
Many stories get passed around the lodge in the evening, and Darlene's no exception to it. There's a lot to be said about that. Listen, folks, when you get up there, when you get to Cliffs, they're going to take care of your license and everything right there on the spot. They're going to set you up with a guide. You're going to be guided. There's going to be 2 people to a boat when you go out, and you'll recommended, at least if you go up there, you probably pair yourself up before you go. They've got 4- and 8-day fishing packages, like I said, with the direct charter from Saskatoon. You've got Angler Lake, which is an amazing pike and walleye system, and it's just something you really need to experience. Their boats are very big water worthy. They're very safe, very wide boats, running with 40s and 60s on them. And if you know me at all, you know an E-Tech motor by Evinrude is among my favorites. They're quiet, they're clean, they're smooth, and they'll get the job done. And being quiet moving into some of those places can be a key deal. Speaking of that, there's another guy that I know really well, and you probably know him well by now. He also runs Evinrude's E-Tech. He's Jim Grant, and here's Jim Grant Rods.
Hi everyone, Bob.m here for Grant Rods. You know, musky fishing's a tough deal, and the job's not done till she's in the bag. Well, how do you do that? It's pretty simple. You need big dog rods from Grant Rods. For your next rod, call them at 847-577-0848. Building custom rods since 1983.
We've got some people asking us some questions on the Facebook page tonight. One of the questions that's sitting out there right now that needs to be answered is, what's the best time to go? I'm going to be perfectly honest with you in terms of when's the best time to go. It is to some degree species specific. Now, if you're going up there to fish northern pike, if that's your mainstay, that's what you're actually going up there to target, you want to be there as early in the season as Cliff will let you in. Generally, 4 to 5 days after ice out, you want to be there. And I'm saying that the main lake. And that's because on the north rim of the lake, up on the top, there's little throats and arms that protrude well into the mainland. And these warm up way before you can get to them. It's going to let you get up in there. Those big pike are going to be there. They're going to lay back in those quiet sanctuaries up on the sandbars. In fact, as I mentioned Andy Lush earlier in the show, I took Andy up to one of those sandbars, and I think we had 30 or 40 fish over 40 inches in about an hour and 20 minutes of fishing. An amazing deal. So you have to understand the biology, apply what you know about the fish, but they're there and you can get in there early, get on top of those fish. Now, if you want to go for lake trout, and trust me, lake trout are amazing there, then you're going to want to focus just a little bit later, 4th of July and on. And that's because the lake never gets very cold. The lake stays about 52, 54 degrees on the surface in the big part of the lake. So you've got all kinds of transition waters to deal with and all types of variables in terms of presentation that will work, and it brings all of these fish shallow in the column. So I would recommend that you get a hold of Cliff or Stella, particularly Cliff, if you're looking for the best time to go. But you've got 2 different seasons there. The walleye, dime a dozen. They're going to be there all the time. And the pike fishermen who go early, go really early. Really, if you talk to Cliff, and Cliff says, well, ice out's going to be just a little bit later than normal. Don't be afraid of it. The river coming right in at other side right there, other side river coming in right there at the lodge. That arm that goes out that you'll land in the floatplane is loaded with big pike in the spring. So don't be too cautious about it. It's something that there's a lot there to do. You're not going to be looking for fish very long. They're going to be right there for you. The guides on Athabasca, I've got some super good friends up there. If you go up there and get a chance to fish, there's a bunch of people that are super good friends. They're natives. They come from the village, and Cliff has been nurturing these people for about 35 years or 30 years anyway. Most of the guides, probably 50-60% of them have been there for 10 to 25 years. So he's got these folks dialed in. They understand the American clientele. They understand what we're looking for as tourists. If you go up there and say to them that you want to catch a bunch of fish, then they'll put you on a bunch of fish. If you an avid angler and you want to target big fish, then they'll put you on big fish. And the one thing that I want to make sure that I mention before we move along here, for those of you who enjoy shore lunches, these guides will make a shore lunch that will rock your socks, literally. What they can do with a fish in grease in a pan and taters, as we call them, is enough to drive you nuts. My wife actually got a little upset with me. Those of you who have traveled with me in various places around the country know I don't take time to have a shore lunch. You have to handcuff me to a tree, and that's about it, because when you're shooting a program like we did for 35 years, every second that you're on the water is costing you money. So you try to maximize, try to maximize yourself on the water. And so I really didn't take much time to do that. Athabasca is an exception. And, oh man, the food is amazing, just amazing. And the fishing, well, it goes without question. Darlene's about to get into some fish. We're going to throw jig and lizards. I've had a couple of questions come to me in terms of what's the best presentation. One of the most exciting presentations, I don't want to say it's the best because everybody has their favorites, but one of the most exciting presentations is one that I wanted to display to Darlene. I wanted to let her see what sight fishing big pike is all about. If you've ever done it, you'll learn it is amazing. It's amazing when you can go down. I'm going to shut up. I'm just going to let it tell its story.
Baby, there's big fish all over up here.
Are there?
Yeah.
Sweet. The one just left right there.
There we go.
Here we go. I don't even have my...
Boat's drifting really fast. It's another nice fish.
That's nice. Oh, I got yours. No wonder.
Okay.
I'm like, where's my button?
Okay, grab
Grab
a lizard out of the bag. I'll put a lizard on this one for you. This is a 40-incher.
Is that?
Yeah. Definitely a 40.
Daryl just asked a question. How much tackle should you bring? You always have to be weight sensitive when you're flying any place.
Take it vertical.
And soft plastics like we're
Okay.
throwing right now are an advantage because they don't weigh much. Spoons, if you're throwing
get a
spoons
lizard
for
on it.
pike,
Got your
again, they
lizard?
don't weigh much. Just make sure you take
a
all
big
the
one right
rods you
here.
need.
I don't know how to do it.
Marv, keep us nose in right there. There's a big fish right there. Now you're throwing into the wind, so it's going to be a little
Hard.
harder. You're set to go. I saw him swimming. I'll try to find him for you.
There.
Oh yeah.
I didn't even see him. Wow.
Really shallow, so kind of brace yourself in case we hit rocks. You got her, huh?
Nope.
You lost her?
Yeah.
Was that her?
Yeah. She's little.
Okay.
Would you call them snot rockets? Oh no, that's a weed. Whoa, that went not where I threw it.
He's going to push us up in here a little. Boy, that rod there throws so much easier than this one.
I like this one. I don't like that one.
Yeah, this is a lot heavier, a lot stiffer rod.
If you guys are looking for a good lizard rod to take up there, get a hold of Jim Grant over at Grant Rods.
For
He'll
me.
custom
I'm
make
right
a
in front of
rod
it.
that'll handle these
Way out,
light
way
jig
out,
and
way
lizard
out.
combinations.
Okay. I was looking at a different one. I'm like, it's going right for me.
Here, you want him?
Did you get him?
Of course.
Listen to you. Oh, this way. Stay away from the motor. You just went to the motor.
She's going underneath the motor.
Yep.
Keep your rod out there. Keep your rod out. Keep it out. Honey, bring your rod tip underneath.
I'm.
Nice fish, huh?
Yeah. Okay.
I'll get it.
Good for the.
Free spool when I touch the line. Okay.
I can't. That's a nice one.
Yep, she was swimming away.
The one that was looking at my line was smaller.
Was that?
Yeah.
Okay, here's your rod back. Good cast. You like that wind for that, don't you?
Yeah, it helps.
Oh, here's another one. Look at this. Huh? Look at this fish down here. Throw. It's going right out there.
Okay,
See
I
it?
see him.
Okay. See her?
I totally lost her.
She's really spooky. Throw up in the trough. That's where they're at. They're in that trough. Oh, look at that. Raise your rod tip. See him right there?
I saw it once, but
Here's a big one. Moving right here. See him?
do one of those.
Oh, you got
Yep.
him. Was that fun or what?
This way. Yeah, okay. Take more line.
She actually sight fished that one. Oh, thank you.
I'm sorry.
Another nice fish.
Did she
He
get
got
you?
me.
Ooh.
See her quick?
Let me see. Nice.
Yeah.
She's pretty.
See that bleeding hand?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. That's from her spinning and getting me with teeth.
Her teeth?
Yep. When I get a fish in my hands, he should go backwards with the boat. Then she turns and the fish goes this way, then I can grab him. Going this
Oh.
way, they're on the wrong side.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Oh, lost it. See any out there? If you don't, throw in this dark water up here, hon.
Oh.
Toss right in that dark water. There you go, good. Oh, look at this one right here. Get her?
No.
Spooked that one.
I'm not done. I got her. Whoa! Oh, honey, don't move, don't move.
That's okay, that's
I
okay.
saw how it went.
What, right there, right there. Oh, your lizard's gone.
Well, she took my lizard. Sneaky little thing.
Still behind it. Tough.
Come out at his shoulders.
Huh?
Come out at his shoulders.
Between them, yeah. They're all over out here.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Did you do the same thing?
Yeah, just,
But you kept your
huh?
you kept your lizard though.
Throw your dark water. They're in that dark water.
Yeah. I'm trying to get that dark water, but I got this dark water. No, I don't. one.
Well, like I said, folks, when you head to Athabasca, when you take your wife, your significant other with you, it's not about catching the most or the biggest fish. It's about them catching the big fish. And with Darlene, we had that opportunity. She had that opportunity, and we caught a ton of fish. Hey, one thing you're going to do too is you're going to ride a float plane. If you've never ridden in a float plane, you'll ride with one of the best bush pilots up there, and that's Cliff Blackmur. You can see his boats there on the dock, quality boats. That's the kind of thing we're looking for. That's the kind of thing you're looking for when you want to go up and have a lot of fun. I could go on and on and on about Cliff Blackmur's Athabasca camp, Athabasca fishing lodges. What I want you folks to do is be aware that that he's accessible to you. I'm going to throw this screen up for you because his contact information is down below. Phone number 877-922-0957. Athabasca Fishing Lodges. You can go to athabascalake.com, athabascalake.com. Get on his website and scour it. There's all kinds of great things on there. And like I said, had an entirely different show in line for you folks tonight. And as it were, we had to pull the plug on it at the last minute because we have some new stuff coming for that show that we look forward to seeing. So I wanted to share with you taking Darlene on her very first pike hunt. Go on up there. Seriously. Get on the float plane, take one of those 4 or 8 day packages, get up there, and just have a ball. Catch walleye, catch no muskie. I do have somebody on the Facebook page right here asking me about muskies, folks. There are no muskies. As far as I know, and I could be totally wrong, I don't think there is a muskie in Saskatchewan. There may be in a smaller lake down on the bottom of the province. They may have put 1 or 2 in a lake down there for an experimental reason, but muskies do not inhabit the natural flowage systems, the river systems, the lakes of northern Saskatchewan. You're just too far north. That being said, though, the pike, great. Lakers, great. Walleye, exciting. Food, off the charts. Shore lunch, something you cannot live without. And meeting Cliff and Stella, it's got to be on your bucket list. So like I said when I started the show, folks, this isn't about big fish. I've caught tons of big fish. Darlene's never had a chance to go up and get excited, sight fish the pike. As you see, she got excited. There's a lot more video footage that we're not going to show you. We simply don't have time to put it all together for you, but Darlene had a great time up there. Fact is, I told her I was doing the show tonight, and I guarantee you, if I looked at her and said, hey, we're going to Athabasca next year in June or July, she'd be the first one on the airplane. And it is what it is. I've asked you 100,000 times over the past, folks, please do me a favor. Please let people know that we're up. Let people know they can watch us here on Fish and Sticks, and see if you can help us grow. That's what it's all about. I'm going to, as we do every week, we're going to run through our sponsors here at the end as we're going out. But I do want to say this. Our hearts are felt for the folks in Las Vegas. Our prayers, everything go that direction. I don't mean to be shallow or don't mean to be ignoring when we started the show tonight the fact that the disastrous situation took place in Las Vegas the other night. We feel so much for those people. And I'll tell you something else. I'm getting to be where we're just inundated with disasters. We need to take a good breath. We need to have a laugh. We need to go have some fun. And in my opinion, fishing's a good way to do it. This is Bob Mason for Fish and Sticks saying thanks for watching us this week. Next week, we're going to take you into a remote region. And I'm telling you, you talk about giant fish. If it comes together the way we're planning on putting that show together for next week, it will blow you away. Because I am a big pike fisherman. Everybody knows me for my muskies. But the truth of the matter is, I love big pike. And we're going to take you and we're going to show you some big pike. That being said, God bless. Thanks for watching. We'll catch us right here next week for more Fish and Sticks TV live right here on Facebook. Thanks again. We'll see you next week.
Oh, look at that. Oh, big fish.
Big fish.
This side over here?
That is a 50 fish. Folks, you're seeing it right now. My 100th just came in the net at Witch Bay Camp. Holy smokes, Rocky. He ate that thing.
The summer sun never sets upon the Alaskan pike of the Unoko, in the heart of breathtaking Alaska. Evenings will be shared reliving the battles of monster pike. The Midnight Sun Trophy Pike Hunt is on, aboard the 67-foot luxury houseboat, and you're in command. If you're not, you should be. Contact the Midnight Sun Trophy Pike Adventures by calling 800-440-7453 or email them at mstpa50@gmail.com.
Bring her back. Oh, just a minute. Hold tight. Hi, everyone. Bob.m over here. You know, I've got a place, a very, very special place in my heart. It's Osborne Bay.
Food's been excellent. Randy did a great job guiding service.
Randy started taking us out when I was 10, and we've been catching big muskies ever
The
since.
accommodations here are fantastic.
Check out Century Lodge on Osborne Bay. Come on, bring her back.
Hi everyone, Bob.m here for Grant Rods. You know, muskie fishing's a tough deal, and the job's not done till she's in the bag. Well, how do you do that? It's pretty simple. You need big dog rods from Grant Rods. For your next rod, call them at 847-577-0848. Building custom rods since 1983.
There, on your left, you can almost see it. One of the most magnificent sights on the planet, Lake Athabasca nestled just below the 60th parallel. Lake Athabasca hasn't changed in nearly 1,000 years with its pristine shorelines, pure crystal clear water you can actually drink, and countless fish. Boy, has she got fish that is for everyone willing to travel to Otherside River Lodge. From the magnificent world-class northern pike that prowl these waters to the oldest and biggest lakers on the globe, Athabasca has it all. Otherside River Lodge caters to the true sportsman seeking an all-American plan guided package with 3 incredible meals a day and memories you won't find anywhere else. Records have been broken by guests at Otherside River Lodge in the past. You could be next. Book your dream trip of a lifetime to Otherside River Lodge, where fishing dreams do come true. Call Cliff or Stella toll-free at 1-877-922-0957.